Well, we're back out here with this thing again. I believe it's time to change the fuel filters. Can't even hardly read what's on them anymore. They've been on there for a few years more than they should be. Got me some Napa Gold 3166 and a 1/2 inch wrench. There's supposed to be a gasket up in here. Can y'all see? I can't. Yes, there is a gasket up in here. Went up in here with some hemostats and grabbed it. All right, so we have our new filter, Napa 3166. Has 3 gaskets and a couple of small O-rings, which I don't need, I don't guess. These are the 2 old gaskets, and this is the old filter, Napa 3166. Here's the bottom part of the fuel filter. Housing, I guess. It's pretty clean in there. So we'll just take and put the new gasket up in the top where you just saw me take that one out. Get this all installed. It should be a fairly simple process. Yeah, I guess that'll get pushed up there when the filter gets put in. Well, we'll see. I do need to clean that out a little bit. I got some gasoline I'll wash it with. Let's just test fit this real quick. Let's make sure that the numbers face outwards. Is it bent in there? Or is it just that difficult to go on? Y'all tell me down in the comments below if this is supposed to be this difficult. Just pop in that top part up there. Because you saw when it came off, it was pretty difficult to pop off. Oh well. We're learning. Yeah, we're not going to use any gasoline. We're just going to use a little bit of brake cleaner. I got it with me out here. So we'll just use it. Look at there. All clean now. Let's put the gasket in. That one goes in quite nicely. We'll experiment here just a little bit. Like I said, first time I've done this. changed the fuel filters out in my truck several times. It's simpler. Alright, let's see if that'll push it on up in there. I do have an extra fuel filter just in case I screw something up. I did buy an extra. Where'd my wrench go? Oh, it's over here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's pulling it up on in there. See how tight is it supposed to be. Yeah, pretty tight. And I'm comparing it with the other one. That's why I didn't take both of them off so I could compare. The lip is all the way up in. You can't really see it. That's pretty tight. Sweet. Well, that was simple enough. Now we get to do that one. Gasket. That did have a gasket on it. Oh, there's where that little O-ring goes right there. I'll replace that one. I didn't replace it in there. Oh well. I will replace that O-ring right there though. Heck, I might go back and fix the other one too. I do have these other little O-rings in the case in the kit here. It does come with this little O-ring right there, and I was too big of a hurry on the first one to get it installed right. You get in a hurry and you miss stuff. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. See that O-ring right there? Apparently one comes in the little kit for the 3166s. I hope it's the same size. Many of you have seen in some of my previous videos that I use these little hemostats. Get on Amazon, find you some hemostats. I may link to some down in the description below, but these things are awesome for detail work, that kind of thing. Get up in there, grab them, grab stuff. These things are awesome. Yeah, those are the same size. This is the old one, this is the new one. I'll go back and fix that one. There we go, that one's on there. Come on now, get up in there. Getting hot out here. It's in the 90s Fahrenheit. I have no idea what the Celsius conversion for it is without looking it up. All my Europe friends and overseas friends, they'll have to look it up. It's in the mid-90s here today. And my shade has moved away from me. Well, it's just not wanting to stay up there, is it? It's being obstinate. Aha! Success. All right, got the gasket in. Clean this out. The gasket did not fall. I don't see it sitting here somewhere, sitting there anywhere. Okay. All right, give me a minute. I'll be back when I get this one fixed. All right, I got that other O-ring on over there, and now it's time to come over here and clean out the sediment bowl. All that box blading work I've done in the last video, you can see the results of that. I had actually cleaned all this off, but it was dusty again. Nasty. Now it'll be really clean. And yes, this is the very first time I'm ever cleaning the fuel sediment bowl out on this thing for myself. A little nervous. I don't know if I should be or not, but I am. Guess that lays over just like so. Yeah. Now I guess this little screen is in here. How does this screen come out? All right, how does this thing come off? I'm not going to pick at the screen anymore. This thing doesn't unhook. Is this a collar? I'm an idiot. Good one, Shane. Figured it out. And I didn't mess it up. Yay. All right, this thing's pretty nasty. Look at that. I mean, it's not that, I don't know. I've never done this before. Y'all tell me, is that nasty or not? Is that 5 years worth? That's about how long I've had it up here. Is that pretty dirty or not? All right, I got it cleaned out as best I can. I used brake cleaner and gasoline to blow it out. I did not use paper towels. It said in the operator's manual, don't use paper towels or anything that could introduce lint into the system, so I didn't. Used gasoline and some brake clean. That's pretty clean now. I'm letting them dry. This looks a whole lot better on the inside, at least. Still kind of cloudy, but that's I think that's just the glass. All right, we will replace the screen. Now I know how that comes off. Don't use any kind of pliers or anything to get that off. Don't mess with that. Don't mess up that screen. I'm glad I didn't mess it up. And the fuel bowl. If I'm doing something wrong here, y'all comment down in the comments section below, please. All right, that's on there. Finger tight. Now I've got to go read on how to vent the fuel system. I forgot to print out my operator's manual, so it's on my phone there that you guys are watching through. So I got to turn y'all off for a minute so I can go read. The operator's manual that I'm looking at says to slacken, what they say is bolt G here, but there's no bolt there. So I'm assuming what they're talking about is this one. That might be the bleed point right there, and I'm going to assume that it is. It also says to slacken off this one as well. Okay, Okay, it's slackened. And I gotta have another wrench for that. One might be 9/16. It is. All right, we're slackened off. It's going to take a little while for these two to fill up with that little pusher thing over there. Coming out over there yet? I've been doing this for like 10 minutes. All right, the fuel filters are full now, I think. All right, my phone overheated, so I went ahead and did a little bit here. I did get fuel coming in to this point right here, leading to the fuel pump, the CAV fuel pump here. I did slacken this one, and I actuate the primer over there on the other side. Got fuel coming out there. You can see the remnants of it. Now we will do this one and this one. Okay, got fuel coming out of there. And I will slacken this one down here and run the little pump on the other side. I hope I don't have to prime the injectors. This should be enough though. All right, I think we are ready to try to see if this thing will crank. What do y'all think? Did I cover everything? Fuel filters are changed. Everything's tight. Fuel's in here. Fuel appeared here at this point. Fuel appeared here, 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 and here. Let's see if this thing will crank. Did I do my job? Oh, please let it crank. Out of gear. It's off. Let's see if it'll crank up again. Does anybody know what kind of plow this is? Used to have 3 bottoms on it. There's another one, I believe, over here on this side. I think this was a 3 bottom plow. We took one of them off though. I think this is a John Deere plow, but I can't be certain. If anybody knows what kind of plow this is, please let me know down in the comments below. Well, it's the next day and I got a problem. Went down yesterday and played around with it with the plow on. Plowed about a half an acre and it did great. I had a few problems where it would idle up. I mean, it wouldn't idle up, it would throttle up all of a sudden like it was running rich. I'd throttle it down and put it back where it's supposed to be and everything be fine. It's kind of weird, but I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe there's some air in the system. Yeah, there's air in the system, all right. I stopped it up there, stopped it at the field down there and took a break, talked to a buddy of mine, and I cranked it up to drive it back up here, and it died. It died on me. I could not get it recranked to save my life. There's air in the system on this thing, and I've got to get it rectified. I had Brad pull me back up here, my buddy Brad, he pulled me back up here, and this is where it sat. So I've got to get the air out of this system somehow. I can tell you what happened. I can tell you exactly what happened. I forgot to tighten that back up when I bled it the first time. I forgot to tighten that up all the way. And I believe that it was sucking air through that line going from the pump to the fuel pump, from the filters to the fuel pump. I think it was sucking air through the line right there because that was loose when I got back up here. Uh-oh. So yeah, let's go back through this thing and rebleed it. We'll start here, undo this and this one, actuate the pump. We'll go on down here, bleed the 2 screws here on the calf, on the fuel pump, that part of the line, and then we'll go crack the injectors and turn it over. The operator's manual says to put it in the run position for the fuel pump and then bump the starter with the injectors cracked to see if there's fuel that comes out at the injector. So we'll do all of that. This is basically what the operator's manual says. I'll put a link to the operator's manual I'm using down in the description below, and I'll put some screenshots here as well of the operator's manual part where it's venting the fuel system. Yeah, that's the process we'll follow to re-vent it all, get all the air back out of it, and hopefully, Lord, hopefully, we can get this thing cranked back up. All right, I cracked the injectors. We're at full throttle, and I cracked the injectors. You can see them there because I can't. And I've got fuel. I ran it, I bumped the starter a few times, turned the engine over. And I've got fuel coming up to the injectors. I'm run it a few more times to see if I can expel any kind of air out of there. We'll see what happens. Fuel spitting out. All right, I've got this thing rebled now. I'm tight at the top of the fuel filters. I'm tight at the exit from the fuel filters. I'm tight at the inlet to the cab pump. I am tight on the bleed screws right here on the cab pump. I have bled the injectors, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's a 4-cylinder engine. And I have fuel coming up to all of the injectors. All right, everything is set up. And now let's see if we can get this thing cranked. Lord, I wonder how much it's going to take. I didn't even have used any ether. Let it run for a while and see if it'll stay running. All right, so I think I'm done with this one finally, after a slight misadventure there with not tightening up some of the joints quite as well as I should have. So, yeah, I think this one's done. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please take a moment and think about doing so. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps me out tremendously. I think I'm up to right at 500 subscribers now, and I'd like to get to 1,000. And you guys watching are the only ones that can make that happen. So, please think about subscribing to the channel, like the video as well, leave your comments below. I love reading the comments that you guys have, and if you see anything that I messed up here, like not tightening stuff, yeah, you live and learn, right? Failures are a way to learn new things, and I have learned how to bleed this fuel system on this David Brown 990. So, thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day.